and welcome to this special episode of Uncovered, where we'll be discovering the historical side of Exeter.
Exeter is an ancient city steeped with history and with many great opportunities to show for it. So we'll be showing you how you can inject a dose of historical culture into your student life in just one day without setting a foot outside the city walls.
Yes, I'll be going back in time and subterranean at the Exeter underground passages.
I'll be going to the Guildhall, and that's the civic centre, not the shopping centre.
And I will be going to Cricklepit Mill to see an historic watermill in action.
Right, time to synchronise watches. Meet back here at the conveniently historical cathedral just before sundown. Ready, set, go!
Hey, you! Are you tired of the same old high street stores? Are you bored of mindless shopping sprees? Do you feel your life is void of all culture? What's this? A mysterious glass door between Zara and Next? Exeter underground passages? Why, this is just what the doctor ordered. History is yours for the taking.
Right here, beneath the streets of Exeter, lie these medieval passages dating back to the 14th century. Here, visitors can experience Exeter's history whilst crawling through underground pathways. This attraction is unique to Exeter. There is no other underground pathway system in Britain that is open to the public, so better make the most out of the experience. Not very good for the claustrophobic. As we walk down this bit here, it's getting lower and lower, and we're going towards the crawl tunnel. It's getting scarier, that's one thing I can say. Right here is the crawl passage. Now, I don't really fancy crawling along it myself just now, but it should be pretty cool.
Where you are now, we call this the East Gate Chamber, and you're standing in the city ditch here. And just behind us, there's a little guard chamber. That means where we're standing now was a killing ground in front of the main city during the battle. Doorway that came into the chamber, and opposite that doorway, right at the top, there's a kind of window thing, and that would have been where a medieval cannon was kept, protecting the main gate.
The passages were built to bring clean water into the heart of Exeter. Today, an exhibition with interactive displays lets visitors follow the water's journey from nearby natural springs into the city. The underground passages are a great place to visit. How can you top this, Natalie?
The underground passages are a fantastic way to explore Exeter's history. But confined spaces underground aren't for everyone, so I've chosen somewhere with just a little more headroom and slightly more ornate decor. There has been a Guildhall on this site since 1160, but the main hall you can see here was mostly built in 1485. The Guildhall was a centre of the city's ceremonial and civic life, and council meetings are still held here today. Mace Sergeant Alan Derbyshire gave me a guided tour.
The panelling around the hall dates back to the late 16th century, 80 panels in total, and they are all carved differently.
This painting's making me feel rather small.
This is the Civic Regalia Cabinet, cherished items within the city. The large sword is the sword presented by King Henry VII in 1497 when the citizens of Exeter stopped a rebellion against the Crown, which is the Perkins-Warbeck Rebellion. The other sword down on the bottom, when King Charles II came into reign, he was the one who decreed that that would become Exeter's morning sword, hence the black crane that's on there. The last time that was actually used was Winston Churchill's memorial service held in the cathedral.
Having a camera crew definitely has its perks. Alan gave us access to areas not usually open to the public.
Is that comfortable?
Very.
Well, this is, believe it or not, the most uncomfortable seat in the place.
During its lifetime, the building has hosted royalty and been the site of feasts and festivities, but it has also acted as a court of law and a prison.
I'm now going to open the cells because Natalie's just been sentenced to 28 days in here.
I think I like it in here.
So, in the most incongruous place, what is this?
This is the dungeon, Natalie.
Right.
We know it's been here since the year 1300. Used to incarcerate people over the centuries. From the wall there, it goes back about 10 metres underneath the hall, and then from this wall here, about 8 metres that way. The entrance was through the pub cellar next door, through the Turk's Head. So people were sentenced to death in the main hall, taken for the last pint through the cellar, in through the doorway there.
Oh, wow.
It's quite gruesome down there.
Now, our final destination is slightly further afield for the average student, however is definitely worth the extra walking distance. Down by the river, Cricklepit Mill is owned by the Devon Wildlife Trust, and there has been a mill here on this site since the 13th century. On the second Friday of every month, there is an open milling day, and as coincidence would have it, today is one of those days.
Cricklepit Mill is the last surviving watermill in Exeter. So Cricklepit nowadays is what we call a grist mill, which is grinding grain for animal feed and flour, which is what it always was and how it started back in 1220 when the mill was first built. But over the years, the mill had other functions as well. It was also a malt mill for the brewing industry, and also a fulling mill, which was for the finishing of wool for cloth, which is very popular in this area. Cricklepit has a very long history though. Obviously, as I say, it was first built in 1220 and had a total of 5 water wheels by the 1700s. So it was a really busy and bustling watermill, and it was one of 9 watermills in this little area of Exeter that was known as Shilhay, but it was also known as X Island, and that was the industrial hub of Exeter. And without all these mills, Exeter wouldn't be the city that it is today.
So how is this involved in the actual milling itself?
When the grain comes down into this one, it comes through what we call a damsel. You can see the string that goes down to where the miller is. It grinds around in the stones, comes right through, and down through the chute, down to the bottom.
Okay, so now we're in what is called the Southern Mill, and the flour we saw being made earlier is actually coming out of this chute here into this bag right here. Now the mill is completely free to visit, but you can still support the Devon Wildlife Trust by buying some of the flour that we saw being made earlier, whilst replenishing your baking supplies at the same time.
Thank you. And it has a 4-month sell-by date. Thank you.
Well, it has been a fantastic day here at Cricklepit Mill. I have got my flowers, and I should really be heading back because time is ticking, and it's all uphill on the way back.
She's slightly late, isn't she?
Yeah, she is running late.
Sorry. Oh, hey.
Hello. The flower's weighing me down.
Well, I think we did it.
Hey! Well, I hope we've given you a taste of the historical fun that Exeter has to offer.
I've had a great time.
And I definitely feel more cultured.
What about you, camera operator? Do you feel more cultured?
Hey!
Well, I think our job here is done. Exeter's history
Uncovered.
Are you going to make us cakes later?
Shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime
'cause I love the